The Lord said, "Look at these children. They don't obey me. They make plans, but they don't ask me to help them. They make agreements with other nations, but my Spirit does not want those agreements. These people are adding more and more sins to the ones they have already done. They are going down to Egypt for help, but they did not ask me if that was the right thing to do. They hope they will be saved by the Pharaoh. They want Egypt to protect him. But I tell you, hiding in Egypt will not help you. Pharaoh will not be able to protect you. Your leaders have gone to Zone, and your representatives have gone to Hanes. But they will be disappointed. They are depending on a nation that cannot help them. Egypt is useless. It will not help. Egypt will bring nothing but shame and embarrassment." This is a message about the Negev animals. There is a dangerous place full of lions, adders, deadly snakes, and useless people. And there are people who load their wealth on the donkeys and their treasures on the backs of camels. They carry them to a people who cannot help. That useless nation is Egypt. Egypt's help is worth nothing, so I call Egypt the do-nothing dragon. Now write this on a sign so that all people can see it, and write this in a book. Write these things for a future time. This will be far, far in the future. These people are like children who refuse to obey. They lie and refuse to listen to the Lord's teachings. They tell the prophets, "Don't see dreams about things we should do. Don't tell us the truth. Say nice things to us and make us feel good. See only good things for us. Stop seeing things that will really happen. Get out of our way. Stop telling us about the Holy One of Israel." The Holy One of Israel says, "You people have refused to accept this message from me. You depend on fighting and lies to help you. You are guilty of these things, so you are like a tall wall with cracks in it. That wall will fall and break into small pieces. You will be like a large clay jar that breaks into many small, useless pieces. You cannot use them to get a hot coal from the fire or to get water from a pool in the ground." The Lord God, the Holy One of Israel, says, "If you come back to me, you will be saved. Only by remaining calm and trusting in me can you be strong." But you don't want to do that. You say, "No, we need fast horses for battle." That is true. You will need fast horses, but only to run away because your enemy will be faster than your horses. One enemy soldier will make threats, and 1,000 of your men will run away. And when 5 of them make threats, all of you will run away. The only thing that will be left of your army will be a flagpole on a hill. So the Lord is waiting to show his mercy to you. He wants to rise and comfort you. The Lord is the God who does the right thing, so he will bless everyone who waits for his help. You people who live in Jerusalem, on Mount Zion, will not continue crying. The Lord will hear your crying, and he will comfort you. When he hears you, he will help you. The Lord might give you sorrow and pain like the bread and water you eat every day, but God is your teacher, and he will not continue to hide from you. You will see your teacher with your own eyes. If you wander from the right path, either to the right or to the left, you will hear a voice behind you saying, "You should go this way. Here is the right way." Then you will take your idols covered with gold and silver and make them unfit to be used again. You will throw them away like filthy rags and say, "Go away!" At that time, the Lord will send you rain. You will plant seeds, and the ground will grow food for you. You will have a very large harvest. You will have plenty of food in the fields for your animals. There will be large fields for your sheep. Your cattle and donkeys will have all the food they need. There will be much food. You will have to use shovels and pitchforks to spread all the food for your animals to eat. Every mountain and hill will have streams filled with water. These things will happen after many people are killed and the enemy's towers are pulled down. At that time, the light from the moon will be as bright as the sun, and the light from the sun will be 7 times brighter than it is now. One day of sunlight will be like a whole week's worth. This will happen when the Lord bandages his broken people and heals the hurts from their beatings. Look, the Lord is coming from far away. His anger is like a fire with thick clouds of smoke. His mouth is filled with anger, and his tongue is like a burning fire. His breath is like a great river that rises until it reaches the throat. He will judge the nations as if putting them through a strainer that separates the ones fit for destruction. He will put a bit in their mouths to lead them to the place they don't want to go. You will sing happy songs, like the nights when you begin a festival. You will be very happy walking into the Lord's mountain and listening to the flute on the way to worship the Rock of Israel. The Lord will cause all people to hear his great voice and to see his powerful arm come down in anger. That arm will be like a great fire that burns everything. His power will be like a great storm with much rain and hail. Assyria will be frightened by the Lord's voice and the stick that will beat him. And as the Lord beats Assyria, his people will keep the rhythm with their drums and harps. Topheth has been made ready for a long time. It is ready for the king. It was made very deep and wide. There is a very big pile of wood and fire there, and the Lord's breath will come like a stream of burning sulfur to start the fire. Look at the people going down to Egypt for help. They think the horses they get will save them. They hope the many chariots and powerful soldiers will protect them. But the people don't trust the Holy One of Israel. They didn't ask the Lord for help. But he is the wise one who is bringing the disaster. And they will not be able to stop what he commanded. The Lord will attack those who are evil and all who try to help them. The Egyptians are only human, not God. The horses from Egypt are only animals, not spirit. The Lord will stretch out his arm, and the helper will be defeated. And those who wanted help will fall. They will all be destroyed together. The Lord told me, when a lion or its cub catches an animal to eat, the lion stands over the dead animal and roars, and nothing can frighten it away. If men come and yell at the lion will not be afraid. They might make a lot of noise, but the lion will not run away. In the same way, the Lord All-Powerful will come down to Mount Zion. He will fight on that hill. Just as birds fly over their nest to protect it, so the Lord All-Powerful will defend Jerusalem. He will save her. He will pass over and save Jerusalem. People of Israel, you should come back to the God you turned away from. That is because when those things happen, people will reject the gold and silver idols you made when you sinned against me. It is true that Assyria will be defeated with a sword, but it will not be a human sword that defeats him. Assyria will be destroyed, but that destruction will not come from a man's sword. Assyria will run away from God's sword, but the young men will be caught and made slaves. Their place of safety will be destroyed. Their leaders will be defeated, and they will abandon their flag. The Lord, whose fireplace is on Zion and whose oven is in Jerusalem, is the one who said this. Listen to what I say. The king should rule in a way that brings justice. Leaders should make fair decisions when they lead the people. If this would happen, the king will be like a shelter to hide from the wind and rain, like streams of water in a dry land, and like the cool shadow of a large rock in a hot land. Then people would actually see what they look at. They would actually listen to what they hear. People who are now confused would be able to understand. Those who cannot speak clearly now would be able to speak clearly and quickly. Fools would not be called great men. People would not respect men who make secret plans. Fools say foolish things, and in their minds, they plan evil things to do. They want to do what is wrong. They say bad things about the Lord. They don't let hungry people eat their food. They don't let thirsty people drink the water. They use evil like a tool and plan ways to steal from the poor. They tell lies about the poor and keep them from being judged fairly. But a good leader plans good things to do, and that will make him a leader over other leaders. Some of you women are calm now. You feel safe, but you should stand and listen to the words I say. You feel safe now, but after 1 year, you will be troubled. That is because you will not gather grapes next year. There will be no grapes to gather. Women, you are calm now, but you should be afraid. You feel safe now, but you should be worried. Take off your nice clothes and put on sackcloth. Wrap it around your waist. Beat your breast in sorrow. Cry because your fields are empty. Your vineyards once gave grapes, but now they are empty. Cry for the land of my people. Cry because only thorns and weeds will grow there. Cry for the city and for all the houses that were once filled with joy. People will leave the capital city. The palace and towers will be left empty. People will not live in houses. They will live in caves. Wild donkeys and sheep will live in the city. Animals will go there to eat grass. This will continue until God gives us His Spirit from above. Then the desert will become rich farmland, and the farmland will be like thick forest. That is, what is now a desert will be filled with right decisions, and what is now a farmland will be filled with justice. That justice will bring peace and safety forever. My people will be safe in their homes and in their calm, peaceful fields. But before this happens, the forest must fall and the city must be torn down. Some of you live away from the cities. You plant seeds by every stream and let your cattle and donkeys roam free. You will be very blessed. Look at you. You attack others when you have not been attacked. You turn against others when no one has turned against you. So when you stop your attacks, you will be attacked. When you stop turning against others, they will turn against you. Lord, be kind to us. We have waited for your help. Give us strength every morning. Save us when we are in trouble. Your powerful voice makes people run away in fear. Your greatness causes the nations to run away. You people stole things in war. Those things will be taken from you. Many will come and take your wealth. It will be like the times when locusts come and eat all your crops. The Lord is very great. He lives in a very high place. He fills Zion with justice and goodness. Jerusalem, you are rich with wisdom and knowledge of God. You are rich with salvation. You respect the Lord, and that makes you rich. But listen, the messengers are crying outside. The messengers who bring peace are crying very hard. The roads are empty. There is no one walking along the paths. People don't respect each other. They have broken the agreements they made, and they refuse to believe what witnesses tell them. The land is sick and dying. Lebanon is dying, and Sharon Valley is dry and empty. Bashan and Carmel once grew beautiful plants, but now those plants have stopped growing. The Lord says, "Now I will stand and show people how great and powerful I am. You people have done useless things. These things are like hay and straw. They are worth nothing. Your spirit will be like a fire and burn you. People will be burned until their bones become lime. They will burn quickly like thorns and dry bushes. You people in faraway lands, listen to what I have done. You people who are near me, learn about my power." The sinners in Zion are afraid. Those who do wrong shake with fear. They say, "Can any of us live through this fire that destroys? Who can live near this fire that burns forever?" Good, honest people who refuse to hurt others for money will live through that fire. They refuse to take bribes or listen to plans to murder other people. They refuse to look at plans for doing bad things. They will live safely in high places. They will be protected in high rock fortresses. They will always have food and water. Your eyes will see the king in his beauty. You will see the great land. When you think about the troubles you had in the past, you will wonder, where are those foreigners who spoke languages we could not understand? Where are the officials and tax collectors from other lands? Where are the spies who counted our defense towers? Look at Zion, the city of our religious festivals. Look at Jerusalem, that beautiful place of rest. Jerusalem is like a tent that will never be moved. The pegs that hold her in place will never be pulled up. Her ropes will never be broken because the Lord is our powerful leader there. That land is a place with streams and wide rivers, but there will be no enemy boats or powerful ships on those rivers. You men who work on such boats can stop your work with the ropes. You cannot make the mast strong enough. You will not be able to open your sails, because the Lord is our judge. He makes our laws. He is our king. He saves us. The Lord will give us our wealth. Even crippled people will get their share. No one living there will say, "I am sick," because everyone living there has had their guilt removed.